One of the most commonly asked questions I get about Anaheim is it expensive? Well, I work here, I live here, and I play here, and I'm gonna go over, well, what it really costs to be a resident of Anaheim. So stay tuned. So we are in California, and as we all know, California is expensive, but living in Anaheim is actually not that bad. So it has a cost of living index 51% higher than the national average. Okay, that was kind of expected, but it's only 7% higher than the state's average. So we're really kind of right in the middle. Let's talk about gas prices and getting around town. So the good thing is gas prices actually have come down a little bit. The past couple of years they've been pretty high. Now they're kind of hovering around $4.50, just kind of depending on where you are. I've got my favorite gas station that I always go to, so I can tell you where it's cheaper. But getting around town, you have quite a few different choices too. Most people drive. This is definitely a commuter city, but you do have different options. First option is taking the ART bus. So it's $6 a day, or you can get a discount by paying for multiple days or buying a monthly pass. The second option is taking the EVE bus, which stands for Everyone Ventures Everywhere. This is a very unique bus because it takes you from Anaheim to John Wayne Airport, and the cost, $30 round trip. So it's a great deal, and I think I'm gonna try that next time I fly out. My favorite mode of transportation within downtown Anaheim is Fran, which is 3 rides around the neighborhood. And it does take you only to specific stops within downtown Anaheim, but it's very convenient, especially on a hot day when you don't want to walk. And the last option is if you need to take the train, you can head over to the Arctic station and hop on the Metrolink or the Pacific Surfliner. Of course, it depends on where you go, so the prices can vary, but I do know that Metrolink does offer some discounts. They do have some special coupons, and sometimes you even get a coupon in the mail for a free ride. And real quick, if you're looking for a great neighborhood, check out this video. Let's talk about one of my other favorite subjects, food. So the cost of food here in Anaheim is actually about 5% lower than the state average, but it is about 11% higher than the national average. So we're kind of on par with everyone else, not too bad. Here are a couple examples. So let's first talk about milk. So milk on average is about $3.28 a gallon, but if you're like me and you don't drink milk, that doesn't help you. So I like to get the organic almond milk, and that's usually around like $6, $6.50, sometimes $7, just to give you an idea. And then how about eggs? I mean, everybody eats eggs. On average, you'll see them about $4.17 a dozen. But again, if you're like me and you want the organic, pasture-raised, the good stuff, for a dozen, you're gonna spend about $8, something like that. So just keep that in mind as the difference. And then also, if you're like me and you don't always cook and you like to go out to eat, of course, the prices can range everywhere you go. So if you're going out to a sit-down dinner, you can expect somewhere around $12 to $20 a plate. And then of course, higher than that. There are restaurants of all different kinds. So, I mean, you can just really pick the one that's best for your budget. But if you have questions, lots of those menus are on Yelp. Or if you just need a good recommendation on where to go, just leave me a comment. So if you're gonna live here, you're also gonna have to pay utilities. Well, I actually have some good news for you, because Anaheim ranks 7% lower than the national average, and in the state, 24% lower than the state average. So just to give you an example, the average electric bill here in Anaheim is about $160 a month. I can tell you from experience, I rarely pay that much. Here's proof. So since you're saving money and also living in Anaheim next to the happiest place on earth, well, let's see, it's $96 a day to start to go to Disneyland. You're saving 24% of the state average. So girl math, it's basically free to go to Disneyland. Real quick, if you're liking this video, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. I release new videos every Monday. Well, if you're tuning into this video, you probably want to know actually how much it costs to live here. So let's talk about home prices and rental prices here. We are in Orange County, which is one of the most expensive counties here in California. And actually, Anaheim is one of the lowest median price cities in the county. So a median home price here in Anaheim is about $825,000, while in the county of Orange County, it's about $1,050,000. So that's a pretty big difference in price. So you get a lot more for your money here in Anaheim. And let me give you some examples. For For $825,000, you can actually get a lot here in Anaheim. So you have a lot of different choices in condos, and those condos are actually pretty new. The majority of them that you'll see in that price range are gonna be built in the year 2000 or even newer. So you might even be able to get a completely new construction, newly built home. But you're gonna see those size range from 2 to 3 bedrooms. Maybe you'll get lucky with a 4-bedroom, but square footage wise, anywhere from about 1,200 square feet to up to about 2,000 square feet. And for a single family home, you still have a good variety to choose from. You're basically going to see homes that are a little bit older, maybe built in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. So depending on where you are in the city, you might find something as small as 900 square feet, maybe as big as up to 1,800 square feet for that price. And bedroom count, it could be anywhere from a 2-bedroom to 3-bedroom home. Again, just depends on where you are within the city. Lastly, if you're thinking about renting in the city, not quite ready to purchase, then your average rates currently for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath are gonna be around $2,000 a month. For a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, you'd be looking at around $3,000 a month. And for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you can expect to see it around $3,600 a month. And of course, these can vary depending on the location and if it's newer, upgraded. So of course, this is just an average. I hope after finishing this video, you got a pretty good idea of what it actually costs to live here in Anaheim. If you are thinking about moving here to Anaheim or you've got a home to sell, so I've made it real easy for you. You can go ahead and click the link to my calendar to schedule a quick call with me. And I look forward to hearing from you and chatting with you. And as usual, thank you again for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon.